Go.
Welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Rochelle. Rochelle, are you frozen? Hello, Rochelle. Welcome, welcome, everybody. It's so good to see you. Welcome so much.
Welcome. Yes, welcome, everyone. Welcome. It's good to see you all here. We're here. Hi, Jana. How are you today?
So good to see you, Rochelle. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you coordinating these calls. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Welcome to all who are coming in. Chime into the chat where you are coming in from, and we will invite you to tell us about where you are and where you're coming from. And let's see, do we see who's coming in here? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so glad to have you here. And we have such an amazing, we've got coming in from Toronto and Santa Rosa. There we got people coming in. Hi, Jerem has made it. Welcome, Jerem. How are you, dear? We're so glad you made it in. And Cornelia, can you also make him a co-host? Beautiful. And who else is here? Esther Francis is here from Santa Cruz. Welcome, Esther. Patrick from the Netherlands. Beautiful. We've got Holland here in the house and Switzerland in the house. Oh my goodness. Look at all of this. We have such an amazing inspiration miracle call for you today. I couldn't be more excited about it. There's Italy. Hello, Italy. Hello, Sheila from Toronto. We are so representing the world here today. Hi, Linda. Welcome from Phoenix. Good to see you. Monterey, California. Hello, Carol and Larry. Rajani's here from Mumbai. Hi, Rajani. Janet Swartz from Iowa.
Can I say a special welcome to Stephen Robbins, Rabbi Stephen Robbins? Hello.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Hello.
Can you unmute and say hello? It's so good to see you.
Oh, thank you. It's so wonderful to be here. It's been too long. Thank you so much for including me in the program. I've had some incredible miracles again. You can see, I'll share it later when you want. Been having 2 major back surgeries within a month of each other. So
wonderful to see you. Thank you for saying hello to everybody.
Yes,
so appreciate that.
Yes, thank you so
really
much.
look forward to hearing everybody.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Rochelle.
Yes, thank you, Jane. I love you having those eyes and ears out there to pay attention to what's going on. And I want to introduce our co-hosts for today. And I would like to call Jerem in. Jerem, are you here, dear?
Hi, I'm here.
Hi, welcome.
Can you hear me okay? Hi,
yes, Jerem and I have this dubious honor to sort of organize these Sunday Miracle Inspiration opportunities.
It's definitely an honor.
Yes, yes, it's such an honor. And we're not sure how well we're doing, but we're having fun doing it. So yeah, Jerem, would you like to introduce Vinay to us?
I would love to. I would love to. I'm just sort of moving out of a Zoom struggle for the last 20 minutes here. So hi, Dr. Steve. Dr. Steve Wexler from Syracuse is our wonderful guest today. And we also have Vinay from India. Are you there, Vinay?
Yeah, Mr. Jerem.
Hi,
good morning
Vinay.
to everyone.
Welcome.
And my special good morning to Mr. Stephen Robbins, Rabbi. How are you, sir?
Yes.
I had the best memory to be with him. When he came to the Bombay, I should be.
It's wonderful to have you both here, and
so wonderful to see you again after all these years. I remember you when you were a little boy.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Great. Well,
Why don't we all
Amazing
Tim,
story.
Tim, can we just take a moment and rub our hands together and send Rabbi Stephen some love and some healing
Yes.
energy right now as the beginning of the call. So if you're
Everybody
really,
in the call,
our
join
heart
us
is
in
going.
doing this.
Just join us
Thank
and
you.
sending you so much love and
There
so
you
much
go,
healing
Rabbi Steve.
energy.
So much love.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Cornelia. Beautiful. Yes, yes. So at this moment, Vinay, we are going to turn this over to you if you're comfortable with that.
100%. With your love and blessings, I'm ready.
Welcome.
Yeah, and I'm very glad to have Mr. Stephen Robbins. It's a very blessing day for me to have him with me. Yeah, first of all, I would like to welcome each and everyone, my family members. I was just thinking while coming back to home that we should have Sunday as a first day of the week, not Monday. Why I'm telling you? Because Sunday we get energy from our call, a family of the ancient secrets. So we get all this energy and the blessings from each and everyone, and then we can start our day on the Monday with the full of the aura and the energy. So that's what my thing is, that really we should have the Sunday as our first day of the week. With that thing, I really want to have would like to ask my family members that what will be the really a true friendship for them, the best definition for the true friendship, because our today's theme is based on that part. What is a true friendship and what is atmiyata? So if you can just share your things on the chat, and those who would like to share on the call. I really welcome to everyone, and please share your.
Renee, I love that question. So what is the best definition of a true friendship? Is that the question?
Yeah,
Wonderful.
very cool. Thank you, Jaina.
Thank you. Well, I would like to say, just as everybody's putting things in the chat, the best definition of a true friendship to me is trust, confidentiality, love. There's just so many beautiful things that come from, the best definition of friendship. And even in this global family, it's just so incredible. Thank you.
One line that I love is to care, but not to carry.
Thank you so much, Steve. That's the best one I can say. And I can see from the chat, oh my God, everybody's writing the way exactly to it's for today's theme. Oh my God. For me, Miss Lynn has shared it. Just, yeah. Gaya said, true friendship is a support of regardless of the time and distance. Very true. Yeah. Mary say, okay. Cindy says, acceptance with no judgment. Wow, that's great. Mr. Brad says, full presence, trust, honor of place. Carol, a true friend listens to understand and is accepting at our best and worst. Wow, that's a great one. Mr. Ramesh, always love him. Unconditional love, no matter what. Wow, that's a great one. Yeah. Yeah. I would like to thank you so much for sharing the things, and I really have that best definition of it. But I would like to share about my incidents, how I like this idea about, and I shared with the Dr. Clint, Rochelle, Steve, Jerem, and Cornelia, and of course with the Jaina, that we really want to have this topic of the Atmita, because in the chapter 4, this is what my friends has given me it's a best gift for me, today's best gift, that to review on the chapter 4. And I still remember that we every day used to do this chapter with Dr. Naram, Dr. Clint, Krishna, sometimes those who are there. And I can still feel that aura that in the library of Dr. Naram, we used to, on my left hand side, Dr. Naram, I still feel him like these things. On my right hand side, Dr. Clint used to read the chapter every day. After Dr. Naram, there is a Krishna. I can still visualize him that we every day we used to read the chapter. We share our thoughts and everything Dr. Naram used to. The best part, what is actually the Atmiyata, as very rightly said.
Vinay, excuse me, Vinay, before we get too deep into the chapter, shall we drop from our heads to our hearts with our special music?
Definitely, I love to. Thank you so much, Rosha.
Yes, yes. And Stephen is got this one, I think. So we will, yeah, thank you. And then you can step right in after the beautiful music.
Thank you so much.
So I would like to introduce a dear friend of mine, Jimbo Talbert, and he will be leading today's music meditation. Drum Quest, which is who he is, drumquest.com, his website. You could see all about him. Classically trained singer, but has brought music and rhythm all around the country and all types of people, autistic communities, meditation communities, university communities, elderly communities. He brings music, wisdom, spoken word. And so I'd like us all to welcome him here as our musical guest today. Jimbo? Let's make sure.
Thank you, Stephen. Can you hear me here?
Yes. Very good. Beautiful scene.
Yes, this is welcome everyone to my sound studio. It's an honor and a privilege to share with you this morning. I'm going to turn one light off in just a moment, but I want to remind you and say thank you, Stephen, for the reminder of care and not carry. This time is a time of letting go. Care for yourself, care for others, but mostly this is your own self-care. I simply provide the accompaniment for your own body to heal itself. So with that, I'm going to turn off a light. You are welcome to turn off the video. You are welcome to watch, but I tell you, you will gain the most from this experience by allowing your eyes to rest and just to soak in these sounds that activate and signal your body to do its own work. Just feel yourself being carried along as we breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Gently allowing the air, feeling the cool at the back of your throat. Bringing in all the healing energy into your head and allowing the mind to relax and quiet. Still the mind with your breath. Continuing to breathe. Release all of the mind chatter, all of the worries, everything you've been carrying. Your job is simply to be carried along. Breathing in love that surrounds your being, that permeates your being. Feel the love. Know the peace that is inside of you. Feel that peace within and without. From the stars we come into these temples to be filled with love, peace, compassion.
Thank you so much. Namaste. Thank you.
That was wonderful. That was so wonderful. I don't know about anybody else, but I just feel very enriched. So thank you so much. Is Vinay, are you next?
I'm here. Yeah, Jaina, I'm here.
I think the mute and unmute button is acting a little funny today. Wonderful. I believe that you're next. Rochelle, is that right? Please correct me if I'm wrong.
That's absolutely right. I was basking in the beauty of just the moment of silence after that incredible experience of going with Jimbo from going to our head to our heart. And thank you so much for chiming in and gathering us here together, Jaina. Yes, Vinay, we would love to know your insights on chapter 4 in this amazing book, Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer by Clint Rogers. So, Vinay, we know that you have lived this experience and have been associated with Clint and Dr. Naram for years and years and years. And for those who don't know Vinay, he was I think some sort of administrator that you were helping Dr. Naram all the time for so many years. And so it's such a blessing, Vinay, to have you here with us, sharing your insights, your heart, and your wisdom as learned from your teacher, Dr. Naram. Thank you for being here. Take it away.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Rochelle.
Yeah,
Thank you,
I also
Mr.
want to, I'm just popping in here just to tell you how much I love Vinay. I couldn't help but be on this call to introduce him or help introduce him, and also Dr. Stephen. Vinay is someone who is a true friend of humanity. And when he received the assignment or invitation from his master, his guru, Hari Praswad Swamiji, to be the executive assistant, to be this right hand of Dr. Naram, he accepted it with all his heart. He gave all his devotion, and he's been someone who, from the very beginning of my journey with this book, has inspired me every day by how much devotion, how much love, how much he serves. And so I'm so happy that he's on this call, because in this chapter I mention him. It's where you hear about the concept of Atmyata, and I hope he talks a little bit about that. And right before he goes, I just had to share one miracle. It's so beautiful. Dr. Stephen on this call and all the people associated. The title of the chapter is What Matters Most. And it's about a conversation with my father. And it's so beautiful. Vinay is the kind of person who, he loves someone so much, he never says to me, your father came to Ayu Shakti, your father did Panchakarma. He always says, our father, my father. You know, he always claimed my dad as his own father. And the fact that I just felt like he loved him that much. And so one of the miracles that happened this week that you can't plan this stuff. You can't predict it, but it was my dad's birthday this week on June 10th. Now, the audiobook that we submitted wasn't supposed to be actually accepted until the end of the month, 3 weeks. But after only 7 days, the audiobook was accepted and live on Audible, on Amazon, on iTunes. And it's so great to talk about the miracle of miracles, like without us even promoting it, sharing it, we didn't even know it's going to be out. It's so cool that within just a couple of days, it actually, just so fun to celebrate this with you. Let's see if I can actually pull up a page.
I actually listened to it last night. It was so beautiful. The emotion that you put into this chapter, it was just endearing. Thank you so much.
So fun. Well, this is, I just, in honoring my dad and our chapter and Vinay, I wanted to share this picture of my dad and my mom, who are just so much heroes to me. But then I also wanted to share this great news. If I can just pull it up, let's see if I can open it. Oh yeah, I see what I did. I had it on a different page. But this is so fun. I'll just share this with you guys because you're my family and it's so fun. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna go to this page. Drum roll, please. Drum roll. If I can even open the page. Oh, here it is. All right. Within a couple of days, talk about like the forces of love and contagious healing. Talk about Dr. Hom being with us. Without even announcing it, I looked and it was the #1 Amazon hot new release. And so I don't know how to say, but it feels like Dr. Naram, my dad, all the masters, they want this contagious healing to move forward in the world. They want this power and this peace to be in people's lives. And so, you know, it's so fun. Just actually, even Heidi Aiden, when she saw that this had happened, she created this really fun graphic. Let's see if I can share this, where it just, oh yeah, here it is. Oh, I'm not sure that's the wrong one. Let me just see if I can share it one more time. But just in honor and in celebration of moments like this, where we know we're being guided, you know, we know that something is happening beyond our, you know, our current realm of perception or reality. Oh, I don't know where it is. Okay, I would just, if you go to, oh, here it is. Oh yeah, this is it. Great. Let's see. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, here it is. Ta-da! Yeah, so fun. So, having said that, what matters most to you? I love who Dr. Stephen organized as special guests on this call, and I love Vinay. And Vinay is going to talk about something that matters most that comes from the book. Who do you love? Who do you love? And how can their life change when you introduce them to something that is life-changing in such a deep and powerful way? I love you. I'm with you. I'll make sure we put in the link. There's a special link where if you buy the audiobook through that, it donates more money to the foundation. You go to myancientsecrets.com/audiobook. But I just want to say in this moment, Vinay, Dr. Stephen, all the people who are on this call, I love you so much. And you know, they say that you have family of origin. And in my case, I'm so blessed to have an awesome family of origin. Then you have a family of choice. And Vinay alluded to that at the beginning of the call. And what a great family of choice we all get to join and gather each Sunday to really nourish our souls and expand our minds about what's possible. So I love you, I'm with you, and I'm excited to hear Vinay and Dr.
We also have a family of miracles.
I love that. Yes, we also have a family of miracles. Yeah, definitely. It's nice. It's nice when our family of choice is a family of miracles.
That began in many ways in stages in my life, but it was the miracle of Naram and I meeting in 07 that saved my life, but also bound our souls together. And that was the miracle of a soul family, which brought us together to do that small piece about my work with you and the ancient secrets. I now understand. I've gotten a number of emails from people that said they bought the book and heard about me and they wanted to acknowledge it. I didn't know what they were talking about. Now I do.
Well, you got many, many more years that we need you on this planet. So it's so good to see you happy and healthy. Coming up in chapter 7 is about Dr. Stephen Rabbi Robbins.
Rabbi and doctor.
And doctor.
Whenever I make a transit from this world to the next, there have now been 8 near-death experiences. And I had major back surgery on March 17th that was done wrong. And so on April 2nd, they redid it. And I'm recovering from that, but you wouldn't know it the way I'm feeling and exercising. And so the miracles continue with constant presence on the soul level, that Naram is always with me, as you experienced, Clint, when we met after all those years in that little motel room, and he called me soul brother.
Mm.
That's who we are, not were, but are. That's why the day before I found out that he died, I had the vision of us dancing together in another world. Because I moved from this world to the next and back, he's always present in my healing.
Oh, I love that you're on this call. I love your presence.
Thank
I-
you so much.
You're a living embodied example of the miracles, not only of the ancient secrets, but of the miracle family. I love you, Dr. Stephen. So I'm going to hand it back over to Vinay. Vinay, I just wanted to just be with you in this moment as you're about to share about this chapter, and Dr. Stephen, just to say that I just love you so much. I love everything that you are. I love everything, every moment that I've had with you. I've seen you in the dark times and the light times, and I'm so happy that you're co-hosting this call. Love you, and I'm with you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Clint. Thank you so much, Rabbi Dr. Stephen, for your blessings, and really want to thankful to my spiritual master, His Holiness Hari Prasad Swamiji, and my master, Dr. Naram, because of whom I'm today here to share about my things. I recollect the things that when I met one day to Dr. Clint at Ayush Shakti, and he was just sitting in the restaurant, and somehow I feel from his face that something is not good about it. It's though it's written in the book, but I still visualize the same thing that, and in that thing he shared after, that Dr. Clint, he's really a genuine person I ever met in my life, and he never opens up the things because he never wants that okay, that I want to like that that I don't want to spoil other things. He knows that like, I'm in the middle of so many things, so he just said no, I'm fine and I'm everything. But after so much effort, so much of efforts, he opened up the things about his father. And when he was sharing about his father things, I just coordinating the things with my spiritual master, that my spiritual master is also saying the same thing what Dr. Clint's father said, and he was doing the things, that no matter what exactly the Atmiyata means, that no matter what opposite person does the behavior or behaves with you, but we have to love them and support them in the best way whatever we can. So my spiritual master used to say that Atmiyata is not what others are doing or behaving with you. It is we have to still we have to speak with them with the love, devotion, as if that we have that spiritual master in front of us, that when it comes to our devotees. But as Dr. Clint said rightly, that Dr. Clint's father, I believe him as my father, because I have learned a lot from him during his stay in the Ayush Shakti. He gave me so beautiful insights which really helped me to go in the journey of the ancient secret with the Dr. Naram. Also, Dr. Clint told me about his father things, and I was thinking that whenever it comes, his father always used to say that he used to hide the things, and he never shared the things. Why? Because he wants to listen and he wants to help to others, whoever comes to him. My spiritual master also says the same thing. It's you, whoever comes in front of him, that it's first you, then I. Like I am here to help you out, to take care of your things. But, and that's how I can serve the God, serve the humanity. The spiritual master also used to say that we have to not to bring out what we know, our knowledge and everything. We have to keep aside our knowledge and everything, and we have to, this is what Dr. Ram also used to say, that things, that whoever comes to him, and as I said earlier, that I still visualize that I'm sitting here and on my left hand side, I can see the Dr. Naram. We're reading the chapter. On my right hand side, Dr. Clint is there and he's reading the chapter every day. After the Dr. Naram, there is a Krishna. Dr. Naram always listens to everything, whatever Dr. Clint shares. And then he allows to everyone that, okay, you share your thoughts. And he welcomes and he note down the things. And this is the best part of Dr. Naram. And this is called Atmiyata, that he never thinks that, okay, I know everything and this person doesn't know about the things. But he always welcomes the thoughts from everyone and he writes down the things, point out, and he acknowledges also. This is what my spiritual master used to say, that we have to acknowledge the person who comes in front of us. We have to serve him as a God. We have to serve him as if God is there. And we have to serve them. This is called Atmiyata. We don't have to see their what they are carrying, what they have the habits, whether it's a good or bad, whether their intention is good or bad. Just we have to serve them. And this is what Atmiyata is. One more thing my spiritual master used to say, that if we really want to, it's a one-sided love. If opposite person loves to us or not, we have to just love them. This is an Atmiyata. And this is when I heard from the Dr. Clint about his father. And I feel like that, oh my God, when we hear about the Western culture, in the Western culture, it's like that, eat, drink, and be merry. In this culture, Dr. Clint's father, he is serving and he is living the life of the Atmiyata with his family members, with his relatives and everyone. I really bowed down to his father with my heart and I said, oh my God, this is a day, he made my day, Dr. Clinton shared about it. That even in the Western culture, people are staying with these principles and they are serving the people. Even my sister, Dr. Suyogi, she is from the Western culture, she is from there, and she is doing the same thing. She is serving the people. Whoever comes with the whatever the things are there. She recently had a small treatment of the heart, and I believe she is there on the call. But in that situation also, she has not seen towards her health, but whoever comes, because they had a retreat for the last week, 3 days, and whoever comes to her, she has not looked at her situation, but she served whoever comes to her. And this is Atmiyata. And this is what spiritual master, my spiritual master wants everyone to do the same and serve the things. Today, at the age of the 87 years, he is not looking at her things, his things, and he serves. And today also he sits for the longer time, no matter what. A person comes with the problems and the things, he serves, and though his back is not, his back is hurting so much, still he sits for the long hours and he serves and he gives a solution to the person who comes over there. So I really thanks to the my spiritual master. I really want to thank to my master, Dr. Naram. I really thank you to Dr. Rabbi, Dr. Stephen Robbins. I really thankful to Dr. Clint. He is my brother and he always gives me the opportunity to do these things and to bring the dream of Dr. Naram in everyone, every yard. Thank you so much, everyone. And I would like to invite my best friend, one of the best friends, Dr. Stephen, because the main, the what is the best of this call that I got an opportunity to say about my master, and it's always honor for me on the Atmiyata. But at the same time, I'm little bit selfish because when Dr. Steve shared about the two testimonials, the best case I can't stop myself because I know that I lost my father, and one of the disease he was having is a Parkinson. So today, Dr. Steve will going to share about the Parkinson, and I have my best friend on this call, and he also needs that help about his mother. So thank you, Dr. Steve, in our life. Always he's there to help us, and I would like to invite Dr. Steve. Over to you, Dr. Steve. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vinay. I'm actually sitting in the house. First time the house is open. We had a puja downstairs from my good friend John Osborne. He just bought a house here. I'm sitting here looking out at Skinny Atlas Lake, one of the most beautiful lakes, one of the cleanest lakes in the world. We were looking for a pujari to do this ceremony, and I realized I have friends that are pujaris in Rochester. So this morning we did this beautiful puja and homa. And I remember being at Dr. Naram, Smita and Pankaj's house with Krishna. And I think Vinay there too. We did this homa in the backyard of Dr. Naram's house. And it brought back those memories that not only did Pankaj do the work that he did, but he brought the whole lineage with him. He was always, before we started pulse analysis, we would do prayer together, and it would just spiritualize everything that happened. So thank you, Vinay. Thank you. So for people who don't know me, I'm Dr. Stephen Wexler. I've been in practice here in Syracuse, New York for 33 years. And I got to meet Dr. Naram. A patient came to my office, a woman named Liz. She was a law student at Syracuse University. And she said, "Oh, I see you have these Ayurvedic herbs." She said, "You must meet my fiance brings this famous Dr. Pankaj Naram around the world." And I said, "Oh, I never heard of him." She goes, "He's giving a talk tomorrow. Come to the talk." I said, "Great, where's the talk?" It was 3 hours away. And something said, "Go to that talk." I went with a friend, we drove to the talk. There were 200 chairs set up and 5 people were there. And I said, "Oh, what's this all about?" He gave a talk like there was 1,000 people there with such excitement, with such joy. And I said to myself, and Clint would appreciate this, I said, he's either the biggest charlatan I ever met or he's the real deal. Nothing in between. I met the doctors who were with him, Dr. Carey and some other people. And then they said, "Oh, he's giving a clinic tomorrow." So I drove back to Syracuse, drove back to South Fallsburg near the City Yoga Ashram. I had my pulse taken by Dr. Naram. And without knowing me, he took my pulse and said, "How would you like to work for me?" And I said, I would love to work for you. He points to the desk out in the hallway. He says, "Go sit there. You'll work for me." And I started working that day for Dr. Naram. It was a powerful, powerful experience in my life. I've got to be with Dr. Smita Naram, who will be coming on, not with his first testimonial, but with the second testimonial. And I've got to work with all the Ayush Shakti doctors. They've come to my office many times. So, but one thing is, I've never had results in a certain area. And Vinay talked about someone having Parkinson's. And I've always got results. People stand better. They have more muscular strength. They have more coordination. But people I have not seen get like better. And I've had this experience through the use of Ayush Shakti, and also because Clint came to Syracuse, came to my town, gave this woman the faith. So I'd like to invite on Mary Ann, Jeff, and CJ Oliver. Are you guys on?
I'm here.
Great, CJ. How about Jeff, Mary Ann? Let me see if they're muted. So CJ,
There we
so
go.
let's, yeah, oh, great. So first I'm going to talk about CJ, guys. Sorry. Yeah, I'll bring you guys on after. But
Okay.
CJ came to my office right? CJ came to my office and invited his parents to come. So talk a little about that, CJ.
Well, I was looking for a new chiropractor in June of last year when the pandemic started, and I was looking for someone who could go a little bit deeper. And in the sense that I came to the practice, I was looking for some emotional healing and other things. And just by fluke, Googling Steve's name, I found him. And then as we were talking and working together, I go, okay, I need to get my father here and I need to get my mother here. This is very, very important. There's some healing that's deeper that I can't even explain. And so we brought my father and he tested it out after 4 adjustments. And then he even agreed that it was really great. And we both agreed that mom had to come since she had been just diagnosed with Parkinson's that June and needed a lot of help. And so it was really a great way and a miracle to get to the office.
And CJ was also my voice teacher. So thank you. So let's bring on Marianne and Jeff. So Jeff, what was your first experience and really not coming from this experience of having Ayurveda in your life? You started out as a chiropractic patient.
Yes. I was looking for some relief. I'd been to many chiropractors and nobody could give me relief with an issue I had in my middle back. And so I was like, you know what? I'm open. I want to get better. I hate this nagging pain. So Steve started to work on me, and it was kind of born out of him identifying that I was a lacrosse player. And then he goes, did you ever get hit right here, and pointed into my chest? And I said, yes, a few times. And he goes, okay, I think we can get through this. I think I know what this is. And a month later, the pain was gone that I had had for 10 years. And it has not come back. I have mobility that I didn't have with my back before. And to have it pointed out, which is me, I'm kind of very black or white, in your face type of a person, skeptical in the beginning. To tell me where it is, where it came from, and what it was all I needed to go, this is the guy. And I hate to say this is a testimonial for Steve, but it was true. And that was the premise for my wife to, okay, this is where we need to be. Let's go down this road. And I think we're going to find answers that when she was diagnosed with Parkinson's, just caught us totally off guard. But then as we thought about it and looked back at it, the signs had been there for 10 years. And we didn't know it, 15 years. So it was, okay, let's start this journey together. I'll leave it at that.
So then Marianne came in. I'm going to start the story, Marianne, and then I'll have you jump in. But
Okay.
Marianne came in, bent forward from her back, quite a tremor in both hands. We made a joke the other day. I have a massage chair in the office, and her husband, Jeff, who's sitting here, hurt his shoulder. She brought him in, and he was in the massage chair shaking from the massage. And Marianne sitting there without shaking. It was the funniest thing when I said, oh, look who's shaking now. Look who brought who in. Because Marianne couldn't bring herself in when she first came. She couldn't stand up straight. She could, as you explained to me, couldn't really function well in life, wasn't driving, wasn't participating. Though what this family and the chapter we're working on now is what matters. This was about family. This was about love. And there was so much love there. And for about a year, we did chiropractic, we did beamer therapy, we did cold laser therapy. And as I said in the beginning, I've never really gotten great results with Parkinson's. I've helped people, they get stronger, they get straighter, but really no substantial difference. And so Marianne, how were you before you met Clint? Because Clint was a big part because he wrote that book. Marianne read that book. Marianne changed her lifestyle for 2 solid months and then finally took some herbs. So how are you before? How are you now?
Well, coming to you, feeling, we were talking about this just yesterday, feeling pain and going for a massage. I don't know what it felt like to relax and have a massage, because that's a pain I always live with. And when Dr. Steve said, I came in hunched over, everything in your body feels like pins and needles and glass that you're walking on. And not to have that, and to be able to come in the other day and say, look how I can squat down into a, down into a crouch position is awesome. To not feel pain in the groin area and rigidness and stiffness is awesome. Having take the herbs, I do get little stabs here or there, but changing to the mung bean soup and then changing to the herbs, it was like he said, Dr. Steve goes, I think maybe after the pulse reading and seeing Dr. Clint, we'll put you on this one herb. And I go, well, I don't know if my brain is that busy, remember? And I'm like, the first day I took it, I was like, whoa, this is what your brain feels like? And it was cool.
So you weren't driving even, right?
No, I didn't drive because I couldn't turn my head all the way from side to side. And I was like leery of that. I was like, I shook, but it was more the movement, the muscle movement. And so
how does your brain work now? You came in and said, I can't believe my brain, you didn't even realize how it didn't work.
My brain was so like bapa, bapa, bapa all over the place. I kind of attributed it to, like, I've worked with kindergartner kids for my whole life. They jump around, but I go, it's not the same. It just lets me focus. I can think, and it helps me, clearly. I feel like I can sleep better. All right. I can do a lot of things. And I got a new car, and it's a little zippy Jeep Renegade, and the color's bikini. So that's what I feel like is zippy and bikini-ish.
So Jeff, I'm gonna come back to you for a second, Jeff. So Jeff came into the office just a few days after Marianne started taking the herbs and told me 2 things. Do you remember what you told me? How she reached over at night.
And she touched my hand, and typically at night, her left hand would shake the worst. And I couldn't have that hand on me because it kept me awake. It kept me thinking of the Parkinson's. And that night it was gone. And we went back to sleep the way we had for 20 some odd years of our life, holding hands. And to have that back there was no value on that one at all. We became a family again, in a sense.
Well, let that sink in. And CJ, what do you see? CJ, who just finished the 28-day mung bean detox.
Yes, I did.
Health and time detox.
I see my mom again after watching her deteriorate in front of you, and getting to see life and color and movement and grace and beauty and everything that you want for your parents and your family. The joking I see again, and the laughter. I get to see the people who made me into who I am, living the best life that they can.
And you brought your parents in, and then your mom doing what she did to get herself well. Now you've done the 28-day healthy meat detox. Tell me about your changes.
Well, I think for me, there was a lightness, and there is openness and growing openness that has allowed me to feel accepted into who I am as a person, as an LGBT person in the community, and finding my way about, more importantly, the beauty of health and the beauty of what we can do with our bodies and the inner healings that can happen with us. No, I've never got to personally meet Dr. Clint and everything. The comparisons are just beyond belief from what I saw in February from my mom to now, and myself as well too.
So CJ came in and he said, I don't know what I talk about. I didn't have anything big change when I did my detox. And then I reminded him of something, that it gave possibly you the lightness and the openness. And he put this beautiful post on Facebook. And he declared himself him. Yeah. And it was beautiful. And I reminded him of that sometimes it's not a physical change that you get from doing this work. It is an emotional, mental, spiritual change. And that's what I see in CJ. And then for Jeff, now I need all of you to rub your hands together here, because Jeff has only smelt the mung bean soup before. Jeff is a really like a meat and potatoes kind of guy. So we're going to send him a lot of love. But what was the most powerful thing for me, 33 years in practice, to have Jeff cry on my shoulder the other day, like about 3 weeks ago, a month ago, because he got his wife back, his family back, they're talking about traveling now again, and they're talking about the future of life, and I'm going to cry now. But that was one of the most beautiful moments I've ever had in practice. So I thank you.
Steve, I think it's a comical story, but it ties our life together. And it's a physical example of what happened when she went on the herbs. Remember when you hit her butt?
Oh, right. Her butt used to be like rocks on both sides. And I went to go adjust her and I'm like, oh my God, what happened? Like her whole body, like something let go. Yeah. And not just a little bit, like 100%.
All the muscles at the top of her buttocks, at the lower back, were just knots. I could put my elbow into them and just move them like a rock, and they would just spin around. Masseuses couldn't touch them. Nothing touched them. And within 10 days of the herbs, they were gone.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that was, from a physical standpoint, the most powerful thing that I saw happen, which has now really got me fighting with my own self to give up meat and potatoes and
he's admitting this.
Try this mung bean soup thing.
Jeff used to come in and say, I don't need to eat it. I smell it every day. And Jeff recently had torn his rotator cuff, and he's like, and it's so funny because then his wife brought him in to help him. It's such a turnaround, Yep. You've been serving her for these last number of years as she's been deteriorating, and now suddenly she's there serving you. It's such a beautiful thing. So thank you. And look who's on, Marianne.
You're making me laugh, making me cry. I can't tell you how happy I am hearing your story. Everyone who's spoken, CJ, all of you spoke with such power. Everyone watching this call, you're not watching by accident. Even if just one insight, one secret touches your heart, it can change your whole life forever. And it's contagious healing. When you change your life, it helps those you love most. And this beautiful woman is such a great example of that. She changed her life. She loved herself. As a result, everyone in her family is benefiting on so many levels. I mean, CJ, the power of what you shared is so awesome. And Jeff, now congratulations on the first go of monk soup. I'm excited to see where your journey leads you. Thank you, Dr. Stephen. Wow, so powerful.
Well, thank you, Dr. Clint, because without that book, right, Marianne, you wouldn't have made that decision.
No, no. I honestly have to say, when he said, Dr. Steve said Dr. Clint was coming, I'm like, I've got to read this book before he gets here. And I did, and it just pushed me even further. And there was a lot of openness and love in that book. And I think I told him that when I first met him. And it just goes further. So I look forward to pictures in Scotland, Dr. Clint.
Great. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we're going to move on to the next group of people. Thank you all so much. So I'm going to bring on some very, very special people in my life. I'm just going to look to unmute them here. Do I see? There we go. Jim, why don't you, I sent you to unmute. And Dr. Smita, I think, is on too, if I can see where she is here to unmute. Someone can see where Dr. Smita is to bring her on also. Jim, are you on, Jim and Kathy?
Yes. Yeah. Did you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Great. Great. I don't see you on. Can you see them? There we go. There we go. And I need Jim and Kathy on. Also, hi, Dr. Smita.
Hi,
Krishna. Hi, and who is this beautiful?
I just came out to my cousin's place, who is actually with whom I played as a child, and he's father of Dr. Ronak.
Oh.
So, and he was not well, so I just came to see him, which is like 200 kilometers away from Mumbai. And this is Dr. Ronak's daughter.
I met her before at his apartment there, yes. Ah, very sweet, very sweet.
And Krushna, of course. Yeah. Thanks
Great.
for inviting. You know, can I say one thing before you start, actually?
Absolutely.
My heart is like so full of gratitude to Dr. Clint, because by writing such wonderful book and the kind of efforts that he's putting to help humanity by literally spreading the word through this book is something humongous. It is so huge. And I think that is one thing that he's doing, which I want to say is fantastic. You are the angel. You are the angel, the light on this planet, and you are contributing in so many people's life. I was hearing all the testimonials and how she felt when she read the book, and my heart was melting. I wanted to say this for days and days, and I just couldn't stop myself. So I just want to tell you that you are doing such a great work you have done. And in every ways, I will just support that cause of yours, the spreading the book and the message of ancient healing. We are with you completely in every ways.
Beautiful. I love you and I'm with you. I love you and I'm with you.
A lot of love. When me and Pankaj, we started together, I didn't know that it will become like a mission which is going to touch so many lives on this planet. And now through your book, it is that message is going in so many people's life. Great, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Smita, for all your energy too. I remember meeting you in the back of a car one day. We sat together and we chatted in India. We were driving around, and I remember what you said. She goes, "How do you know so much about Ayurveda?"
I was surprised, actually.
So I'd like to introduce our next testimonial here. This is Jim and Kathy Delaney. And Jim and Kathy Delaney actually met Dr. Smita before he was kind of dealing with the cancer that he went through. So they were already, these people, I don't know anyone on the planet who takes better care of themselves. And that's why, just like with Marianne, that's why the herbs work so well, because of the lifestyle that they're living before it. And so, Jim, if you would just talk a little, Jim and Kathy, just a little about what was happening in your life, because you guys lived a full, and I have to say, what matters to these people is intimacy. They're such an intimate, lovely couple. And I met them through another chiropractor. And then, you know, so just talk about what was life like before, and then when you found out that you had cancer.
Okay. Well, I've been a chiropractic patient for 44 years and 39 years on supplements and trying to eat healthy and like that. So as you said, we had a relatively good standard of living based on health and like that. So I had some urinary tract issues. My GP started treating me for that, said, no, you don't have a urinary tract. So I had a PET scan, sent us to a urologist who immediately wanted to do surgery, which was not in our game plan because we're into what Western people call alternative medicine, which we call healthy living.
Excuse me. Immediately, he means we saw the doctor for the first time at 5:30 in the evening when the office was packed, and he was giving us scare tactics. If Jim wasn't operated on the next morning, his whole life might be over.
So what did they find? I think you missed that part. What did they find?
They found a growth. We had no diagnosis of cancer. Actually, the next day they had from a urine specimen a diagnosis that it was cancer, but we distanced ourselves from that urologist. It was just too shocking. And I think within a couple of days of that, we had reached out to Dr. Steve, and he arranged the next day to have a video/voice conference with Dr. Smita. And so we went in and did that. And with Steve and Dr. Smita, we came up with an Ayurvedic diet like that. And I went drastic change. I was, like I said, healthy eating, but I was probably a 10 to 15 cup a day coffee guy, red meat and things like this, but you know, free range meat and organic vegetables and fruits. Well, I went 0 coffee, 0 wheat, cooked vegetables.
Lots of mung bean soup.
Lots of mung bean soup. No red meat, limited chicken and turkey. And within about 2.5 months, I had dropped 25 pounds.
It was okay.
Not complaining, but like this. And we did some research, found another urologist, like what he had to say, did the whole biopsy and then a PET scan. Still doing the Ayurvedic, but looking at alternatives. Met an oncologist, and next thing I know, I'm in having surgery because my kidneys weren't functioning properly because of the bladder cancer. So I had external kidney drains for 18 months. Chemotherapy that stopped working, so went into immunotherapy, which put the cancer in remission, but still doing diet and Ayurvedic and everything else. And not only chiropractic, but Reiki, NATE, energy healing, biofeedback, all at the same time. So everything we could think of to continue our lives. We've been married almost 52 years.
Say that again. Say that again.
52 years this August.
52 years. So what would it be like, Kathy, if you what was it like to know he had cancer? I remember that.
Scary. Scary, but you know, because we had all these alternative help from you and others, we just knew we were going to beat it. I think mentally and emotionally, we just, I don't know, over the years, I was a very sickly child. I would really like to just show this book.
It's called The Sugar Blues.
Mm,
And it came
famous.
out at a time, my generation, when I was growing up, my parents didn't have sugar and cookies and Jello colored and all that stuff. So when it came out, we were given that as children because it was a treat. You know, our parents didn't know any better. So I was very sickly child, and no chiropractic, didn't even know from little town what chiropractic was. My wedding picture, my neck's way over here. My mom would say, stand up straight, stand up straight. I try, but you know, my head was over here in my wedding picture. So luckily, I mean, I found the chiropractor and then the nutritionist. And when he said, and I couldn't even, we had 3 sons by then. I could never do anything with them alone. I couldn't take them anywhere. I couldn't lift them. You know, I'd bow out of invites to things, but never really tell the truth because my mom was sick and people thought she was making it up and they thought she was faking it for attention. And I thought, I'm never going through that. So we found a chiropractor. The first thing was the first adjustment. He adjusted my neck, and all the way home, because I had ear infections. My ears were closed for 2 weeks. I was on medical drugs for 2 weeks and they still wouldn't open. First chiropractic adjustment, he adjusted it, my ears popped open. And all the way home, I'm driving and I'm going like this. It felt like my head was on crooked. So I also, since I didn't know what a chiropractor was, I took my son with me because he'd had a sinus infection for 2 weeks. And twice to the pediatrician. He was 5, and they said he would, you know, it would go away in a week or 2. Well, it'd been dripping for 2 weeks straight. So he got adjusted, and as we walked out of the office, it let up, and the next day it was gone. So we were hooked. I went, you know, right through the second child. The third one was, I was being adjusted with him in my belly. And when he came out, he had these legs that were under him. He was such a big baby. And when he went to walk, his feet kept crossing each other and he tripped a little bit. And we were still into the, you know, the medical thing, you know, take him to the pediatrician and all that. And I said, what are we going to do? I mean, he's a year old and he's tripping over his own feet. And he says, oh, he'll outgrow it in about a year or so. I'm like, what? So they took the x-rays. His bones were beautiful, fine, calcium straight, whatever. So I said, he needs to be adjusted. One adjustment, his legs went straight. So we would go walking in the malls in the winter with the 3 boys, and they would point to people how they walk. Mom, they need an adjustment. Mom, they need an adjustment if their feet were either way.
Yeah, Kathy, that reminds me. Dr. Pankaj used to have, I think it was Mondays, he used to have clinic with people who couldn't walk, people who couldn't speak. It was like miracle after miracle. And that opened my mind to knowing that people could get well and, you know, changing your diet, changing your lifestyle. But one of the things I appreciated about you, that you didn't throw medicine away as what was part of your healing. And what I want to do is bring Dr. Smita on, and just to talk about that, how, you know, there are a lot of people that come to us on medications, and that we have to respect that these things can work together, because Jim made it through really tough chemo, and look at him, he looks well. So
He's
Dr.
proud to
Smita.
show you his new hair. I mean, it's growing dark hair all over, and he didn't even have dark hair. It was great. He's getting more on his head.
Yeah, I had my results from the chemo when it was working. No one had ever seen, because I started growing more body hair, dark. The hair on my head started turning dark. It didn't fall out. It just changed. And, you know, but I was on this very strict Ayurvedic diet, making sure that I could be as healthy as I could to go through all this.
Very powerful. Dr. Smita, are you still on? I'm not sure if she's on. She might have had to drop off. But
I'm there.
Oh, great. Very good. So Dr. Smita, can you just address that? Like how important it is to see everything as a whole? you know, we need to work together with things.
Yeah, that was really so wonderful sharing. Thanks, actually, Kathy and James, because your sharing is going to guide so many people on this planet on how they can actually get well. So basically, my experience, and I'm not at all in favor of modern chemical medication at all. Personally, I never take them. And I want to avoid it. But when there is a situation where you are in an emergency, where you need to control something right now, or that kind of a thing, you know, you may need to take some chemo or some medication from the doctor to control the symptoms, but it doesn't help to give a long lasting relief. And that's where ancient healing with the diet and the herbal formula, the detox that James really went through, all of those things actually shifts and transforms your health at such a deep level that it can help you create a profound, long-lasting relief, long-lasting, vibrant health in your life. And that's what is possible. Sometimes you may have to do it together, but having ancient healing by your side, the result becomes multifold, and you don't face so many side effects. This is the benefit, and your chance of success becomes much higher when you have support from the natural healing. And particularly, there are three principles. Whatever Dr. Steve today brought. We had someone, I think, Marian from Parkinson. And then we have, I guess, Kathy and James talking about different experiences. If you look at that, and that's for everybody who is on this call listening, the key to real vibrant health and the key to long-lasting relief from any chronic challenge of health is actually always three. The first one is to remove toxins. If you look at the Marian's situation, she was already on Mount Bean fast for 2 months. And then she started the herbs, and that created like this kind of a relief. So also, I believe James, right? Your name is James, no?
Yes.
Yes. So even he did healthy meat detox. We had a consultation long back. I remember you very much, video consultation, and so happy to see you. I couldn't even recognize you for a second because you've lost so much weight and you don't look inflamed anymore. This is fantastic. You look radiant with your health on your face, actually. This is amazing. So wonderful to see you in such a great shape. But also we started with you this healthy meat detox, which removes toxins. So toxin removal, Krishna. Toxin removal, sorry, my battery is going down. Toxin removal is something that is so important as a first step. And the second step is restore. So the herbs and then other dietary advices help you restore your function. For example, in Parkinson's would be neurological function, while in your situation, immune and metabolic function, because we believe in Ayurveda, there was a description of cancer in the name of what we call as Arbud. And there was a description of a kind of a therapy which was exactly, but we've lost this whole detailed substance. So modern chemo was kind of described, and they were using a different substance at that time. And it was mentioned that if you want to get rid of this forever, you have to work on immune and metabolism. So restore your immune and metabolism is the second step. And the third step, which I think if you continue the herbs, and we will have a call again to go in the third step, which is renew your system. So renew your system to such a level that your tissues are newly formed and your immune system is so powerful and robust, like how you were born with. And your metabolism is so robust that it doesn't behave in a strange manner that one particular cells are overgrowing and the others are undergrowing. So and that's the optimum stage of health. And when you do this 3-stage, then you get vibrant health in your life, and you can get a complete relief from the root cause of any chronic illness. That is what I have experienced from working with, in Ayush Shakti. We have helped more than 1.5 million people, and I've seen invariably these are the precise steps. And even if some people are on medication, when they start it together, the result is magnificent. And slowly, because we are working on the root cause, it can happen that you may not need medication afterwards. That's what is possible.
So one thing I learned very early on in practice, I went to a seminar by a Dr. Bernie Siegel. He wrote a book called Love, Miracles, and Medicine and Peace and Healing. He said, he was a cancer doctor, and he said he thought he would go in, he would do surgery, he would heal people. And then 5 years into practice, it was the same people coming back over and over again. So he even looked deeper for that root cause, because if you don't renew, you're back to the same place you were before. The same seeds, the same diet, the same lifestyle, even the same emotions, which he keyed to different things. And with this Ayush Shakti, it's mind, body, emotion. It's not just body. All these three are so important together, and to remove and then balance, but renewing. We're new every day unless we do the same things over and over again. So these two couples that I had on today, they changed a lot in their lives, and that's why they got better. It wasn't just the herbs, it was what they did to detoxify, clear the shrotus in the body. You have to clear the pipes, you clean the vacuum, right? You take the filters out of your air conditioner. You have to keep renewing, changing over these things. So and now Jim, cancer free now?
Yes.
Amazing.
And he had the stent taken out this past week.
Oh, that's great.
Everything.
That's great. And now what are your plans? What are your plans for the next 20 years?
Live life to its fullest.
Appreciate each day and everybody.
I'm so proud of you, both of you, that it's very difficult to follow what we recommend, to do the mung bean and the vegetables and everything. I am so proud of you that you did it. You followed everything up to the core. This is the reason you are right now in this fantastic state of health. And
we appreciate you. I'm sorry. We appreciate you. And I know when you've been over here to be with you in person was just blessed. And Dr. Steve, I know the work combination, we are so fortunate, and we look forward to continuing this on, because everybody needs to be reaffirmed or supported. And, sometimes you just get going and you forget, or you get laid back, or you get off track. And it's hard nowadays because the generations are different, the food's different, the lifestyle's different, and we need support. Most of our family and friends don't do what we do, and they,
right. Very few people have the advisors that we do. They don't even know. And that's why Dr. Smita complimenting Clint on his book, because it's getting out to the masses in a way, because sometimes even if you get the healing, you don't turn to your neighbor when you have a problem and go, oh, but I believe that one day, we were talking about that at my friend John Osborne's house. We just did a blessing. He's opened his house. I said, soon your neighbor will come to borrow a cup of mung bean soup instead of a cup of sugar.
Well, when we share this with people, they like, wow, this is really good. And I go, yeah, and it's healthy.
So thank you all.
And I want to also take leave and say thank you to everybody here on call. I'm receiving so much. Me and Krushna both are receiving such a great love. And I know that some of you have met Dr. Ronak Nayak, and she's daughter of Dr. Ronak. She already was telling me, I am also going to be a doctor like my father. So we want
May I just say 3 one-liner quotes that I live by? They're all one-liners real quick. Yes. One is you are what you eat. The other is I think, therefore I am. And the other is by Hippocrates, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food.
Wow.
Those are the 3 quotes that keep me going.
Amazing. That was very inspiring. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I want to say bye to everybody. And and Jisha, you want to say something to everyone?
We love you. And
we love you.
We love you and we are with you. You want to say, Jisha, we love you? I love you.
I love you. I'm with you. Oh, we love you. We miss you.
Great. So thank you so much. So who is ever going to take over the call now? It's all yours.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you so much, everyone. Oh my gosh, this was such a beautiful sharing and has provided so much good wisdom, and it will change the lives of so many by hearing this. So you are, oh my gosh, Stephen, you brought such a power-packed experience to this call, and we are so blessed by that. Thank you so much.
Thank you for all your inspiring stories.
Oh,
Well, they inspire me, my patients.
yes, yes.
They work hard. They work hard. So thank you all.
What great encouragement we have. So next we have Vinay, who's going to come to us with a question to lead us into the breakout session. Vinay, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Rochelle. Thank you so much for inviting, and thank you so much, Dr. Steve, for sharing the beautiful testimonials. I believe that really help us to know about really a powerful power of the ancient secrets. Thank you very much for both the couples, Mr. James and his wife, and Mr. Jeff and Marian, who came previously. Really thanks to, from my bottom of heart, to Dr. Smita Naram ji and the Krushna and the Jisha. Thank you so much. Okay, on today's what we heard is Atmiyata. So before we enter into the breakout room, I would like to share one question to my family members that, for instance, if we have the 3 friends, one friend has gone out of for some work, and 2 friends have had the food, and afterwards they come to know that, oh, our 3rd friend has not eaten the food, and what we should do. So what we can do for our best friend, either okay, he will take care of his food, or we can think that, oh, we can tell him that he can order a pizza for him, or I should say a bowl of the mung bean soup. No pizza on this call. I'm sorry to say these things. 3rd thing, we say that, okay, he can do whatever he is. And 4th, we can do this thing that we make a food for him and we'll wait for him and serve the hot bowl of the mung bean soup. I repeat my question that what we can do for our 3rd friend if he has not eaten the food. I hope everyone has listened to this. It's based on the Atmiyata. So I'm ready to hear everyone on the chat box as well as in the breakout room. Thank you so much. Have a nice time in the breakout room.
I want to clarify your question just to make sure that I understand. So you have 3 friends and 2 of them have had food and 1 has not. Is that right?
Yeah.
And so
correct.
you're asking, how do we take care of the 3rd friend? Is that right?
Yeah. Very true.
Is that your question? And practicing the science that we talked about today from chapter 4. Beautiful.
Very true.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rochelle.
Thank you. Cornelia, are you able to set us up for the breakout rooms? We're going to go into breakout for about 6 minutes. So
Yes, I'm ready. So I will just click now, create the breakout rooms. And so there will be a little button showing up on your screen, and you just click on that, and that will let you into your breakout rooms. And I will give you a 1 minute warning before we come back into the main room.
Cornelia, will we have the music after the breakout room?
Yes, right after the breakout. Yes.
So while we are waiting for everyone to join the breakout rooms, if you don't know how to do that or you can't figure it out, Cornelia will assist you in getting into your breakout room so that we can make sure everybody has a place to be. And we will stay here. We've got Facebook Live going on right now. So we will stay here and discuss the question inside the main room as well. For anybody who stays in the main room, we are going to discuss the question here. And Vinay, are you still in the main room?
Yes, Rochelle, I'm here.
So if you would be willing, we can discuss between us and anyone else who's in the main room that hasn't shifted over. We can discuss this question live in the main room if that's comfortable with you.
100%. It's always better to discuss with a family instead of the outside people.
Yes, yes. So when I'm thinking about this question, which is so profound, really, you know, I grew up in a family which was, you know, you were sort of fending for yourself always, and it wasn't always easy to share what you had with another. You sort of hoarded it for yourself, right? And so my initial response in my heart, or not even in my heart, in my head, you know, the human part of my head, the take care of me kind of part of my head, is to say, I think they can fend for themselves, right? But then there's this compassionate side of me that says, wait a second, I am here to serve another. I'm here to assist with another. And perhaps that would be better, either to share my food with them or to see if I can't help them find some food if I've already eaten all my food when I realize they don't have theirs, right?
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. Is there anyone else that is here on the main room that would like to share their thoughts about this? I'm seeing if anybody is
Ronnie, what about you? Yeah.
Yeah,
Ronnie, we
Ronnie,
both were
if you
saying
would-
that.
Yeah, would you like to come in, Ronnie, and share your thoughts on this? You'll have to unmute yourself, dear.
So Rochelle, can I just share a little bit? So I have
Yes.
so the guy who's playing the music is going to log in now, and then I'm going to unmute him. So I'm just going to give a slight introduction, very small, and then he's going to play, and then I'm going to have him just talk 1 or 2 minutes about his experience and why he's so honored to be on, something like
So
that.
this will be after we have the breakout room?
Correct. So
Okay.
as people are coming out of the breakout room, he'll be playing.
Oh, beautiful. Okay,
All right.
sounds good. Yeah,
So
so,
all control is unmute.
all right, and Cornelia, you'll keep us posted as to the time?
Yeah, we have 2
Thank
minutes
you.
left.
Thank you.
2
for
minutes.
that.
2 minutes left in the breakout rooms. Yes.
Beautiful. Ronnie, did you have a thought with regard to this conversation that we're having here related to what you would do for the third person who hasn't had anything to eat?
I'm sorry, I've got another issue that I have to handle right now, but I will be back when I can. Thank you for
Oh,
asking.
okay. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you so much. Yes,
Hey,
yes.
Rochelle. Rochelle, it's Julia.
Hi, Julia. Come on in, dear.
Hi. I can't put camera on right now, but I just wanted to clarify. So we're trying to understand the scenario. So you have 3 friends. 2 have had the mung bean soup and eaten the food. 1 has not. So our task is to to know how to introduce the food to the third friend. Like, why would they want to eat the food? Are they wanting to improve their health? And so we're trying to encourage them to try the soup. Is that the question?
Vinay, did you want to address this?
Yeah, thank you so much. Miss Julia, this is more on today's theme. It's based on the today's theme, that is Atmiyata, that how we take care of our friend, whether how we can serve our friend who has not eaten the food, and in his absence we have had the mung bean soup. So how we take care of it? Either we can tell him that you can have the food your own, or we can tell him that you can order your food things, or we can just prepare a very good hot bowl of the mung bean soup. So this is on the base of that theme of the Atmiyata.
Okay. So yes, I would suggest that we can make some yummy mung bean soup and share it with our friend and encourage them and be excited and enthusiastic and tell them how yummy it is and give them ideas on how they can make it and share with them the benefits and educate them and say, you would love this. And even my grandchildren love to eat this, and get them excited about the benefits and how good it can taste and different options for making the soup. Like, you can even put it with yams and good vegetables, and share how much better you feel so that it encourages them and inspires them to want to try it. And then prepare some for them. That's what I would do.
Beautiful, Julia. That's so
Thank you so much.
Yes.
So Cornelia, will people be coming back now? I'm just trying to work
Yes,
with the
they're on
music.
the way back. It's 11 seconds left, so they're
Okay.
just coming back.
All right, so I'm gonna open up my friend. Should I spotlight for everyone him?
Yep.
Yes.
You can go ahead and do that. So everyone is coming back now out of the breakout rooms. And here we have our next guest on already spotlighted. Stephen, do you want to introduce our next musical piece that we are going to hear?
So I'd like to introduce Fred Karpoff. I have to say, number one, I feel like he's a dear friend and a person who I can connect with very deeply from the first time I met him. He is an accomplished musician in many ways, but he's also a healer in many ways. And he teaches at the local university here, Syracuse University. He's traveled the world playing. He's developed a teaching style to help people online, and we'll put some information about that in the chat. But really, he's here for our healing. And thank you so much for being on. And afterwards, we'll have him share just a little bit about the healing that he's received from Ayushakti. So enjoy his music.
Thank you, Steve. I think I'll just go ahead and say that I'm playing a piece by Franz Liszt called the Sonetto number 104 del Petrarca, the 104th Petrarch sonnet, which Liszt also set for voice and piano. So he set the words, and it's a rather turbulent look at love, and that love so pains the poet, but of course it's worth it in the end.
Bravo, maestro.
That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much, Fred. Thank you for bringing him, Stephen. That was so beautiful.
So Fred, if you would just share just for a few moments about what brought you to Ayushakti, what brought you to this work?
Yeah, I've had a journey of healing through my life that I've been fortunate to experience a number of extraordinary things. And Ayurveda and Ayushakti is one of the later ones. I had, there are plenty of people who will swear by their Western medicine, but it just wasn't working for me in a number of ways. And that's still with respect towards some of their extraordinary interventions that I think they probably do well. But for the lifelong allergies I had and other kinds of other just kind of regular care issues, I eventually found my way through various things, including a very alternative osteopath, a homeopath, eventually allergy elimination by originally a doctor who was from India, Nambudrapad, and Nambudrapad's allergy elimination technique. And then had other things that kept progressing. And in my case, I first, I had a chiropractor who recommended when I had trouble with a shoulder, I was feeling when I was playing that something wasn't working right. And all of a sudden it felt like it was hard to move. And she convinced me to go to an orthopedist. And I went for a while. I did the physical therapy, and you start to think, oh, it's getting better. Well, it was so minor, and then pretty soon they wanted me to get a cortisone shot, and that's when I started looking up things like laser therapy. And I initially had a brief visit with another chiropractor, but that led me. The universe kind of led me to Dr. Steve, and so pretty soon we were doing some laser, but especially LED light therapy. And Steve is just such a fantastic chiropractor. I mean, he's just the best I've ever encountered, and I've had some really good ones. And so on top of that, he's shared with me some of the many miracles he's had. I remember early on when I saw him, he said he was seeing miracles about once a month, and now he sees them at least every week. And for me, Steve was open to the possibility that I would need some sort of little surgery, but he helped me see that I probably just need to bring down my inflammation. And so the LED light therapy did great work. And anyhow, that was the first one. I probably said too much, but eventually that led to connecting with Dr. Smita when she came to town. And it coincided with that I was having trouble with sciatica. And it turns out she had recently had some experience with it herself. And she explained how the Ayurvedic herbs would work. And they did, and I've had a chance to test them 3 different times because there was one time I had to take a business trip and I forgot them. And just after I came back out, I threw out my back again. I've since learned some other things to self-care, but the herbs have been an extraordinary part of that. I was on a concert and masterclass tour to China, and also had a visit to Singapore and to India. And I was so grateful to have the opportunity to go to Ayushakti and receive treatment there. And it was just wonderful. It was another part of my journey of healing. And many of these modalities, they either support me in my art and my work, or some of them have been absorbed in either in principles or sometimes outright in philosophy. And in my whole ethos towards playing the piano is that we want to do it in the most natural way possible with the least amount of effort. Using the right muscle exertion, or we have to have tension because otherwise we'd fall off the bench, but it's just enough to utilize that effort at the right time for the right duration, which is usually instantaneous. So that's just a little bit of my background and journey. And
So I thank you so much for your healing for us. And it was extraordinary. I've never actually experienced Fred playing. So thank you so much for not only the music, but the visual and the ease that you do it with. So thank you so much for being on.
Thank you, and best to everyone.
And Fred, I just want to call attention to some of the beautiful comments that are coming through for you. So beautiful, so beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Fred. Thanks a ton. Thank you. That was divine, Fred. Gratitude. And I love what Jerem has said. He says, this piece fits so well with the Atmiyata from chapter 4. So you selected just the most amazing piece to go along with the chapter. But yes, definitely see these beautiful comments that have come in for you. And we're so grateful for having had you here today. Thank you.
Sorry, I had to grab glasses to see. I can't read that small.
Very
That's
good.
next. That's what we'll fix next, Fred.
I was gonna say I haven't figured out how Ayurveda can fix my eyes yet. I've never had correction, and so these are just reading glasses, but I can't see a
So I wanna personally say thank you for everyone. The call's not over, but I have a service project to get to at 2 o'clock, so I'll listen on my phone. But thank you everyone for being here today. It was just an honor and a privilege to serve everyone here. Thank you so much.
And I want to extend my gratitude to Stephen and to Vinay for hosting and co-hosting this beautiful event, and all the rest of the people behind scenes, Jerem and Cornelia and Jana, who have been so instrumental in making this a beautiful, beautiful experience today.
Dr. Smita and Krishna.
Yes, yes, definitely. Oh yes, of course, we can't leave them out. And all of our special guests who were so beautiful. Your testimonials touched my heart. I was tears here, over here on a number of occasions. And this makes everybody just breathe from their heart, which is so crucial for our healing. What a beautiful day. I want to remind everyone that the audio book is out, and it's #1 on the Amazon bestseller list right now. And we're going to put that in the chat one more time before we open up to give our greetings to each other by saying, I love you and I'm with you. This is our tradition for all new people here. So Cornelia, if you have that opportunity to open this up, and we are going to send everybody off with a beautiful blessing now.
So if everyone just kind of clicks on there and unmute themselves, then you can just start speaking as usual. I love you.
I love you.
I'm with you.
Love you.
Catherine Sanchez.
Love you. And I'm with you.
Love you, Rochelle. Love you, Jennifer. Love you, Barbara. Love you, Marcia. Love you, Gaia.
I'm with you.
Andrea.
Love you, Andrea.
Love you, Andrea. Love you, Chris. Love you, Cindy. Love you, Ann. Love you, Claudia. Love you, Gail. Love you, Vinay. Love you, Rosani.
Have a beautiful
Love you,
Love you. I'm with you.
when I'm with you. Love you, Esther Francis. Love you, Poppy. Vinay, love you. Love you, Ramesh. Crystalline. Love you, Ronnie. Love you, Lynn. Love you, Zephy. Love you. Love you, Sheila. Love you, Vinay.
Love you all.
Marja.
Oh, thank you, everyone. And we are now stopping the recording, and we hope to see.
Oh, thank you, everyone. Yes, thank you. Thank
so
you.
much.
Have a beautiful, beautiful week, everyone. See you next time. Bless you.
Yeah, bless you.